Hello there, welcome to Thoughtful Thursday. Okay, what better way to start a topic called Thoughtful Thursday than to ask you, each and every one of you, how do you question yourselves? Do you question yourselves when you have a negative thought? Don't tell me you never have one, because I don't believe you. We all have them from time to time, even me, especially me. How do you do it? Do you just accept it? This is what it is, and therefore can't do anything about it? Or are you self-aware enough to question yourself? Is it true, for instance? Have any of you ever asked yourself, actually thinking about it, any thought you've ever had, good, bad, indifferent, but particularly negative, have you ever physically questioned yourself and said, hang on a minute, do I actually believe this thought? In this moment in time, do I believe what I'm thinking to myself? Do you? I never used to. Never. And it got me into a lot of trouble, to be fair, as most of you know. But I have to say that very closely, once I got that, very closely when I understood that actually I could question my own thoughts, because I was in charge, do I believe what I'm thinking? Yes or no? Even if you do believe what you're thinking, do you ever ask yourself, is it true? I don't know if any of you are aware, I think most of you maybe will be, but most people these days have heard of Byron Katie. A very good friend of mine introduced me to the works of Byron Katie a little while ago, and that's one of her staple questions. Is that true? And I have to say, I cannibalise that a lot in the work that I do with people. I'm always questioning whether or not somebody actually understands that there's a possibility that what they're thinking and saying isn't actually true. So, do you believe what you're telling yourself or thinking? Is it true or is it false? What happens then? What happens when you decide? How are you going to turn that around? If it's true, what are you going to do about it? If it's false, what are you going to do about it? Everything in this life is a choice, my friends, including the way we think. The way we think becomes the way we speak. The way we speak, in turn, influences how we start to act. It's called the thought cycle. The way we think becomes the way we speak, triggers the way we act, and over time it becomes what we believe. That's okay on many levels when it's down to generic stuff. When it comes to what we believe about ourselves or our loved ones, etc., it gets a little bit more complicated. You can't go through this life expecting things around you to change. None of us can. Our circumstances, our situations, our relationships, if we're not self-aware enough to hold ourselves accountable for how it all starts. Everything does begin and end with us, and that is no more true than of our thoughts. What we think, we become. What we focus on expands. I would like to ask you, give you a bit of a challenge if you like, today, Thursday, why are you allowing your thoughts to rule your life? I'll rephrase that. Are you allowing your thoughts to rule your life? And by that I mean, are you living automatically on pilot? Well, she said it is, so therefore it's true. And you don't question people because it might cause a confrontation, or you might catch somebody out and they might not be your friend anymore. That's external. Concentrate on what you're thinking. Concentrate on your thoughts and how you can mould your thoughts to lead yourself to a better, more meaningful approach to life, if nothing else. Wayne Dyer once famously said, and again I use this a lot, when we change the way we look at things, the things we look at change. The same is true of our thoughts. When we change the way we think about things, the things we think about change. It's true to say that everybody is fighting a battle that none of us know anything about. Everything in this life for all of us is a choice. if you think that's not true, and you say something to me like, well, it just doesn't happen, so therefore I can't choose, so therefore I don't. That's a choice, my friends. Think about it. Thoughtful Thursday. Think about it. If you're choosing not to choose, that's a choice, and therefore another reason why you should become more mindful, in my opinion, of your thought cycle. Thoughtful Thursdays, let's take this day of the week to prompt ourselves to remember that we, not our minds, are in charge of how we think, and we can change that at any given time. Another good strategy when we're thinking about our thoughts, when we're analysing our own thoughts, is just say, where the hell did that come from? You must have said something along those lines to people who have spoken to you in the past, and something's come out of the blue and you go, whoa, where did that come from? Our thoughts are like that. Random thoughts drop into our head all the time, and it's triggered by something that's normally happened in the environment around us, society, whatever. Doesn't matter. If you get thoughts and you don't know where they started, that's another really good time to take a step back and become more objective. Be mindful about the things that you are thinking, because they form the basis, they come to form the basis of the beliefs that we have. Not necessarily the sort of deep and meaningful beliefs, but the belief that we might have of the next door neighbour. Why does he always cut his grass at 6 o'clock on a Friday morning? It's annoying, it's irritating, big neighbour feud ensues. There's always a reason for people doing something, even if that reason has your best interest at heart. If your neighbour, for argument's sake, was cutting his grass at 6 o'clock every Friday morning, because somewhere in his brain he thought that that would be the best time to do it, to get it out of the way, there's a piece of knowledge missing in that equation, and it's the fact that he doesn't understand that him doing that is ticking you off. I'm trying to use generic examples here, and clearly sometimes they don't apply to many, if anybody, but you get my meaning. The thoughts that we have can make or break our day. It's important to we all have spell checkers on our computers and our devices. Yes, it's important to thought check. Hashtag Thoughtful Thursday. Check your thoughts. How are you thinking? Why did I have this thought? Is it true? Where did it come from? What can I do about it? Be mindful of where you are. Be mindful of how and why your thoughts occurred, and understand that if it causes conflict in your life, it's because something is missing. There's a tiny piece of knowledge that is missing. And when we find that knowledge, we fit it into the equation of the mishmash of the thoughts that we're having, suddenly we have a solution, and conflicts are invariably resolved. Hope that makes sense. As ever, if you want to ask me any questions, drop them in the comments box below. If you want to make a suggestion for anything that you'd like covering in any of these topics going forward, drop them in the comments below. And if you want to ask me something privately off social media, please send me a personal message or message me via the page, and I will aim to get back to you as soon as is humanly possible. Have a wonderful Thursday wherever you are, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye.